Rosalie.
I'm coughing in the head.
Yeah, oh, I was bad a week ago.
There's been some minor
Incubator,
changes.
you know, it's just like, it's just like breeding ground.
West Dallas.
I'm not contagious anymore, they say.
Oh, sure,
This
okay.
thing we're taking out.
There she is.
This whole big thing we're taking out.
So with that, Public Works will now be in session. First item on tonight's agenda is a joint referral to Safety and Development and Public Works. It's communication from Alderman Probst and Alderman Weigel requesting road signs to be placed in the crosswords at 79th and Lincoln Avenue and 73rd and Beecher Street.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Okay.
Alderman Rowe.
are there already crosswalks there? And we're just putting those little...
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just was...
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Weigel.
these are two problematic crossings that we have with school traffic and car traffic. And currently there are some of these in some other locations within the community, either daily or like at Epicos Church, they just put them up on Sunday when they have church services. And the plan is to have, that these would be put up and taken down by the crossing guards that are there. They'll be paid for by the schools, either they want the PTA fundraising, it'll be their property. And in these two cases, we just wanted to expedite this, but we also are asking Public Works to come up with a plan to kind of manage this kind of stuff community-wide, because we have them up in a couple places already. You know, who do they belong to, who's responsible, where does it end? I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't have them, I'm just saying that we should kind of regulate this. So that's coming along later on. But right now, with the problems that we're having at these locations, we wanted to make sure that we can get these up quickly and allowing it, not with any problems, so.
We have no objection. We were just
it's a
worried
great
about
idea.
the costs.
Yeah.
We're just worried about the costs.
Yeah, and especially if the program would expand and we put these.
What is the cost?
The signs are a couple $100 a piece, I think.
But the schools are going to pay for them, whether private or public. The school
Yeah.
will pay for it
Yeah.
themselves.
Epicos has them.
Who installs them to us? But, so they pay for
Well,
everything?
they're removable. They're removable, right?
And that's one of the discussions. Are we gonna buy them so they're uniform, so we all know what we're talking about, so it doesn't turn into some 12 feet tall with flashing lights on it, unless that's what we want, you know. But we want to get a little uniformity and management on it. So.
We prefer the removable kind.
Yes,
We
that's
don't
what-
want them there permanently.
No.
They come away so the snowplows can go through.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, Alderman
I've
Ranky.
seen these sort of signs in other communities, and they've been very, very effective. And I certainly think that it's a very good idea. I have asked for those kind of signs in the past, and I've been refused, so I I commend you if
Well, now you'll be able to get them too.
well, actually, the school, it's very gracious of the school to pay for these signs. It certainly helps the city out. And so maybe that's the direction that we would have to go to see if a business wants that sign. Maybe they would be more apt to get a sign like this if they paid for it themselves.
Mr. Chairman, I just gonna say on Lincoln Avenue, you know, these are good, but don't really expect the people to slow down. Because I've seen the lights are flashing that they have, they're on, you know, I'm slowing down and people are passing me up like and standing still, and it just, they just don't care.
the police said they're going to up the enforcement at St. Paul's and at
Yeah, Lincoln
Jefferson.
Avenue is definitely
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, and I think just like you said, I think for another day, it's going to be a whole nother discussion
Right.
of, again, when we proceed forward with more of these. But for tonight, it's the communication regarding these two. So with that, I'll look for a motion for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Ranky, it's been seconded by Alderman Weigel. Is there further discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We have another joint referral, number 8 on your agenda. It's a resolution relative to accepting the sole source proposal of Bruce Municipal Equipment for the delivery and installing of one Heil 40 by 60 recycling refuge body for the total sum of $167,445.
Insurance is paying for it all?
And this is the one that got damaged in that fire?
Yeah, that's a insurance claim where we lost the recycling truck in the garage on the city yard. And also, this is in conjunction with would be number 9 there would be the 320 Peterbilt. what it is, it's two separate items right there. I mean, it's one unit, but we had to bring it as two separate units. So, yes, the insurance company came in and they took and they gave us some money to cover both cab and chassis and the Heil recycling body.
Excellent.
So, yeah, worked out phenomenal for us. So.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Chaplusky, seconded by Alderman Weigel. Is there further discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Alderman Weigel.
So what this really says is that when you see a garbage truck driving down the road, a recycling truck, that's $300,000.
Nowadays, unfortunately, it is. Now,
Yeah.
what's got this price up a little bit on this particular unit is because it's a split body.
60/40, right.
Right, it's a 60/40 unit. So that brings the price up. Our last purchases, I think we're in the ballpark of 230, 240, which
Right.
is, don't get me wrong, is still
Still a
a
lot. $250,000.
large sum of money. But,
This one's 300,000.
yep.
Is there any further discussion? It's been moved by Alderman Chaplusky, seconded by Alderman Weigel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 23 is an ordinance to amend section 11.18 of the West Dallas Revised Municipal Code relating to fees for municipal lot parking permits.
Move approval.
Who did that? Alderman Weigel? Is there a second? The chair will second it.
Mr.
It's
Chair?
been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Alderman Weigel.
This came out of a request from the Business Improvement District to essentially give a quantity discount to the business owners in the downtown area for daytime parking for their employees. It was, on the regular rates, it's $25 a quarter, and this is gonna change it to $20 a quarter. And also, it formalizes a practice that's been going on, that every permit really is good for two different vehicles. When you come in and get the permit, there's room on the permit application for two, and I didn't know this, the parking permits are good, you can put two different license plates on there. The idea being that when an employee came to work in the morning, sometimes they didn't know if the wife took one car and the husband took the other. So it was one of the confusions and concerns that business owners and employees in the downtown bid had, so.
Further discussion? Alderman Chaplusky.
This isn't just for the downtown, but this is for all
This is for-
city lots.
No, just for the bid, just
Yeah.
between 70th and 76. So
And
outside of that, it's the same rate.
And the bid, we understand this is, we're looking at it after a year, and the idea is that they're gonna promote the business owners and the employees to buy permits. Right now, they're playing the musical car thing. Every 4 hours, they go out and move their car. And it's supposed to be revenue positive as far as the registration fee goes. That's their assurance to us, and if it turns out it isn't, then we're gonna look at going back to the way it has been in the past. So.
Mr. Chairman.
Alderman Chaplusky.
But why is it good for the downtown, but not good for
That's what I said.
6 Points?
If you want to expand it to 6 points, that's okay with me.
I mean, if it's available,
Yeah.
you know, it
Municipal
should be
lots.
for all city
All
lots.
municipal lots.
I'm okay with that.
I think it's just.
you wanna amend it.
I mean, there's businesses down there,
Yeah.
there's people that park there, it's the same
I
thing.
wouldn't have a problem with that.
So,
Are you recommending an amendment?
Is that an amendment?
yeah, I'd like to amend it for all city lots.
Just for business owners, Mr. Chair, I'm sorry. Just for
Alderman Rainey.
business owners, is this going to be geared towards?
This would be for daytime parking, because they're usually limited.
For anyone who
Well,
parks on the lots? It just isn't for business? I understood that
Well,
it was just for business owners.
I would expect that most people buy a daytime parking permit,
Would be a
a
business.
business owner or an employee. You don't see somebody, you're not gonna spend that kind of money unless you're coming there on a regular, almost daily basis. You understand that? These are for
Yes.
daytime parking only, not
Yes.
overnight parking. So unless you're coming to the same parking lot a couple times a week at least, you're not gonna buy the permit. And staying for longer than 4 hours at a stretch, because that's what the permit allows you to do. You wouldn't, so this is really good, we're extending a benefit now to employees in this, people who work within our community.
Work within the city at any municipal lot. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, all we're really doing is cutting what we're charging. And the bid has said that they will stop playing musical cars. They will make an effort to get more businesses and more employees to buy permits, and it should be revenue positive. We're not talking about a lot of money here. We're not buying a garbage truck with the money we're talking about. Okay, it's not even, we're not buying probably a tenth of a garbage truck with the kind of money we're talking about. It's,
The amendment was made by Alderman Chapletsky. Was there a second on the amendment?
I'll second the amendment.
Okay, so it's been seconded. So on the amendment
Let's
to
look at
include it
those.
to all municipal parking lots, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. So,
No, you didn't ask for discussion. Mr.
it-
Chair, do you have time restrictions on these lots?
Yeah. It's
For the permits?
4 hours.
4 hours.
Normally, if you
4
don't have a
hours.
permit, you can only
You
park
only
for
can
4
park for
hours.
4
So
hours.
shoppers don't have to pay for a permit. If they shop for less than 4
The
hours.
shopper-
If you're less than
right.
4 hours, yeah.
Okay, and, all right, I'll go a little further. Who maintains these lots?
We do, the city does.
Who pays
The
for
the city.
the paving
City
and,
does. Taxpayers.
striping?
There is a
Taxpayers. For the
parking
most part.
utility.
For the most part.
There is a parking
I'm asking
utility, so
the chair.
the money that we take in from the permits does theoretically go back into maintaining it, but we actually do have a deficit. So Public Works is using our own money to maintain the parking lots.
So the business owners themselves don't have to pay for this
Well-
other than through
Well, they do
taxes?
through their permit.
Please,
Through their
let him
permit.
answer.
Through their permit. The permit fee almost pays for maintaining the parking lots, but not quite. I mean,
I see.
it comes up short. So the city does the plowing anyway, but I believe that the parking utility operates at a deficit, a small deficit.
Mr. Chair,
yeah, Alderman Weigel.
the bid did pay for the most recent striping in the downtown parking lots. So the Business Improvement District, which is a levy to pay all the business owner, all the property owners in the downtown, all the commercial property owners in the downtown, pay into. They hired through the bid a contractor to do the last round of striping in the downtown because the Public Works Director said he didn't have it in the budget. And he didn't mind them paying. That was just the downtown thing, but that's a spot, that's a point where the businesses, through their Business Improvement District, did the city a favor by paying for the striping out of their pocket.
Plus, with the reduction of the fee, it's possible that we could generate more revenue where we might be able to possibly break even, rather than people trying to cheat the system and moving their cars.
Right now, they move they park their car at 8 o'clock in the morning, they go out at lunchtime, even if they don't go anywhere to lunch, they get in their car and they move it over 2 spaces. They go back in. So it's only there for 4 hours, it's moved, it's another 4 hours.
Oh, I see.
And those people aren't
Okay.
buying permits
So basically, this is an incentive,
to buy permits.
yes, I see. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Any further discussion? So as amended on item number 23, it's been moved by Alderman Weigel, seconded by myself, Alderman Barzak. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 24, tonight's agenda is a communication from the Director of Development relative to the finalized concept for the West Dallas Skate Park, which is being developed within Radke Park.
Oh, do you have color
Just to start off, approval of this tonight is, that's it, going in, or is there still more after
we
this?
will have to go to bid. We'll still go to bid in June. You'll have to vote on it again.
We just want to give
Director
you,
of Development, John Steele.
thank you, Mr. Chair. We just want to give you an opportunity to review it one last time before we go to final design, and then you'll get plans and specs back, and you'll approve those before they go out to bid. So you get actually one more shot at it, but what we've done is we've taken all the changes that people have suggested over the internet and through public meetings, and we also put in there a spot for a porta potty or a full restroom, whatever the council wants to do. But so we deferred that issue, as well as safety development is also working with the transportation issue in terms of getting people to cross the street.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Chapletsky, seconded by Alderman Weigel. Further discussion?
Approval and placement file.
Yes, approved and placed on file. Is there further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 25 on tonight's agenda, I believe, let me just take a peek at this. We can take 25 and 26 together. These were on the public hearing tonight. Just some brief comments on the comments that were made by the individuals. It seemed to me that I don't think they realized that the streets get done on a regular basis throughout the city. It seemed like they thought they were the only ones to ever have their street reconstructed. And that I think we made it clear that everybody's paid. Anybody that's had their street reconstructed at any given time. Now, mine was done back in, I think it was 94, whatever it was, and went through it and had to pay for it and had to take my refuge. I didn't have containers at the time to the corner, and you're inconvenienced. There's no way that you can put the sewers, et cetera, in without it. I really didn't hear I heard a couple say that they couldn't afford it and it's not the right time, but I really never heard anybody say, we don't want this at this time. I don't know if anybody else heard that, but I did not hear that. I didn't hear anybody coming up saying, we do not want this street at this time, please delay this project. They complained about it, but I didn't hear anybody say they didn't want it, so.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, Alderman Rowe?
I almost would like to say the same thing. I just came off of our district with Grant. That's got Central High School from 85th all the way to 88th, and it is an inconvenience, and it is a pain in the butt taking your garbage to the end of the street. But and actually Grant Street was unique because a lot of those side yards, people didn't even have driveways on the street and they ended up paying for it. There was a lot of long side yards along there, and then we did 85th and 86th. 2 years before that, the guy with the boats. How am I going to get my boat out? I don't know. But you got to park it at a friend's house or something like that. And I was assured by you folks when 95th was under construction 2 winters ago that the fire department, if they have to get to your house and you're on a dead end, they will go over bushes and get up on lawns and just plow right through. You're not going to be forgotten by the fire department. And after all is said and done, and all the dust is settled, people actually do like their streets, and it seems that the lawns are cut nicer and the shrubs are trimmed better. It's just a pride of ownership, so I move for approval. Unless there's further discussion. I'm sorry.
Well, we can continue on. Moved by Alderman Rote. Is there a second?
Second.
And it's been seconded by Alderman Weigel for both number 25 and 26. Further discussion.
Sorry about that.
Mr.
Alderman
Chairman,
Chapletsky?
I just want to say, I know they feel they're doing my street next year, too.
They're what?
They're doing my street next year, so I know exactly what the hell they feel. This year, I'm sorry, this year.
And his
My
alley.
alley. My alley.
I think the other thing is you do have time to pay for this. By the time this road's done, it won't even be billed out to the following year.
14.
Probably 14 before you even see the bill, so you have time to start to put a little bit of money away. But is there further discussion on items number 25 and 26?
Mr. Chair, I
Alderman Rankin.
realize all residents that incur this, it's an inconvenience, very definitely, but it's for a short time, and the street is 85 years old from what was indicated, and I think it's time for it repaired, or redone. I'll put it that way.
Reconstruction.
New construction, yes, thank you.
And if anybody is listening from that neighborhood, I did hear the comment about that 2 a.m. truck, and I am going to look into that truck. I had that same problem with something else, totally different, delivering real early in the morning and having that truck run all night, and that will not happen. We will look into that. So with that, is there any further discussion on 25 and 26? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. That is it for Public Works. I'll now turn the meeting over to Mickey Chapletsky, Chairman of License and Health.
Oh, license, health, and water. We're gonna, item number 38 is Todd Kohler here.
Quality heating issue. Sit down and relax. Just sit back and relax. Ted Kohler.
Oh, okay.
All the way.
Todd, I'm going to give you the same speech that we give everybody that we call up here for a license. Have you ever had a license in West Dallas before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so are you familiar with what we do about
Yes, sir.
underage kids?
Yes, sir.
You
I've been
know-
licensed in 4 counties.
Okay, so you know, call the police?
Yes, sir.
We want you to be a partner. If there's a problem, you call the police, and the police come in, you can say, yes, officer, that's the 2 guys right there. We don't want, oh, I don't know anything. You'll be paying attention.
I'm also the head of security, so yes, sir, I've done this a few times.
Okay, the reason you're calling in front of us, something did come up on your record.
Yes, it did.
And you had marked no on your application.
Because they're not true. I've got a.
Right, but-
I have an attorney hired and we're in the process of suing them over this. This never happened.
Right.
I was never arrested nor charged.
You were never arrested?
No, sir. This is false information.
Okay.
I have an attorney hired. I'm in the process of a lawsuit with him. I was in the middle of a very nasty divorce in Jackson. Small town.
Yeah, that's okay. But my understanding was there was an arrest, but no charges
No,
were
sir.
given.
I was never
You're
arrested.
saying there was never arrested?
No, sir.
Okay.
I was never arrested on this.
Okay, so, do I have a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
Chair.
one way.
Normally, with this kind of charge, we might not have even brought you in.
I understand.
And we don't know much of what the charge.
I know what it is. Oh, yes, sir.
Well, but this is all we know.
And,
The problem is, we've had a problem at I believe it was this location where you're gonna be working.
I've been with the company for 4 years, so I know about all the.
So you know a bit about the problems in the
Yes,
past.
sir.
And our concern was, if you had been arrested, that it had been in a similar type of situation.
No, sir, this was something to do with the
But the
divorce.
charge is completely,
And there's not even a charge there, this is all false information.
Okay.
that's all I wanted to hear.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carries.
Thank you very much.
Yep, good evening.
Then we have item number 39, Melissa Martin. Now, no, she got everything okay here. My understanding, I got a little note here from Jenna that the corporation now has to agree with all the stuff, and you have agreed to that, and it's signed here and everything.
Yep.
Everything is, I don't know if you want to see something, but everything's on the agreement that we had with you personally.
Yes.
Now the corporation has to abide by.
Yes.
Scott, we don't have any other problems with that it's a corporation instead of a person.
No.
It all still works the same.
I'll still work the same.
In the end, just to repeat it, because you're coming into this place that you have absolutely no relation and no, with the owner of the building, you're
No.
just opening up the business, you're
Correct.
not involved with nothing.
Nothing, other than paying rent every month, no.
Very good.
Okay. Do I have a motion for approval?
So move.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Thanks, guys.
Keep your nose clean.
Yeah.
Grand opening?
We don't want to come there.
Hopefully this weekend. I've said that before, though, so you know.
And we never want to see you here.
I never
Yeah.
want to be here again.
Very good.
Wait a minute.
Good luck to you.
Although,
Yes.
you know, maybe I will down the road when I'm perfect and my record is perfect, and then I can maybe have some live bands. Then I would want to be here again.
We'll talk about
Okay.
that down the road.
Thanks, guys. Have a good
All
day.
right, you too.
Okay, then we have items number 30. These are various licensed packaged goods.
Move approval
recommended for
of 30 and 31.
31, tavern operators, okay.
Second.
Do you have any further discussion? For 30 and 31? All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We have 32. These are,
Move the place on file.
Second.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And that's all we have. Number 33, 37 are going to be held until the next meeting. Monica?
That's correct.
And we do have a meeting next week, Tuesday. Motion to adjourn?
So moved. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody want to sit here?